This is the future.
Okay, let me explain the title of this video. You can get the best Warframe right now for farming credits in the Prime Resurgence shop if you have enough. By the way, if you all know about farming all these stuff, then I suggest that you skip to the build section of this guide. First, I would just like to discuss a brief guide on how you can gain all of these at the fastest time possible. The Chroma Prime access is now available in the Prime Resurgence vendor. Simply head to Mars, then to Maroon's Bazaar and seek the Prime Resurgence vendor to get the relics for Chroma Prime. But mind you, Chroma Prime is not the only thing worth getting right now in the Prime Resurgence vendor. Rubico Prime is also worth getting, as this is top tier when it comes to idol and hunting. So how do you farm AEA? The fastest mission to do for farming AEA is probably the Void Capture missions in both Hepit and Yuko. You can run these missions for about 1 minute or less with a speed Warframe like Titania. However, I don't suggest you doing this because the only thing you get is small chance of AEA drop, and relics. There are 2 missions right now that I highly suggest in getting AEA if you can, and best part is, you can run this with a team, as many Warframe players are doing these missions right now in public matches. The first one is doing Zariman bounties. The Zariman bounties will give you AEA as a reward at the end of each missions, and it also has a chance to give you Endo and Zariman standings, which you can convert to the augmented arcanes to sell a max rank for decent amount of platinum. If you want to know more on how to cheese each Zariman mission in the game, then I have left a link to a Zariman guide at the video description below. The second mission is farming the level 40 to 60 bounty in demos, which you can access by talking to Mother. Each stage has a chance to give you AEA, and it can also give you Endo. I think this is the best mission you can farm for AEA right now, since Knights of Nabarus is active, and while farming for Prime Resurgence relics, you will also farm Mother tokens, which you need to get all the stuff that is available from Daughter right now. Once you have acquired enough AEA, buy the relics you want from the Prime Resurgence vendor, and I highly suggest that you do a rad share for Chroma Prime or Rubico Prime. Cracking the relic open will just be a waste, as it would be better if there are 4 players in the team with the same relics, to increase the chances of getting the Chroma Prime parts you need. There are players right now who are farming Prime parts from the Prime Resurgence vendor, and all you need to do is go to the recruitment chat to hire those people who are farming them. Now, let me explain why is Chroma the best credit farmer right now. For new to mid-level players, the index is always the best way to farm credits in Warframe. In a high-risk index mission, you will gain as much as 500k credits per run if you have a credit booster. This will take about a couple of minutes to do, especially with a team, but I highly suggest that you should be upgrading your credit farming if you are powerful enough, and get to the point wherein you can easily do the Prophet Taker fight. Chroma Prime is the best boss killer, and he can solo the Prophet Taker in less than 5 minutes if you have all the equipment. It would be around 8 minutes if you are just chill farming it, but there are Warframes such as Volt though that can make the whole run easy, and it would just take about 2 minutes to kill the Prophet Taker with Volt. But why use Chroma though when Volt is faster? It's because Chroma's 4th ability has the feature to give you more credit rewards per run. In a normal public Prophet Taker run, you can do the mission in less than 4 minutes, and you can gain as much as 500k credits per run if you have a credit booster and you have used Chroma's 4th ability at the right moment. So how does this work? It's pretty simple really. The Prophet Taker will reward you 125k credits at the end of the mission. Then you can boost this to 250k credits if you have placed Chroma's effigy near the loot that the Orb Mother dropped at the end mission. Lastly, this 250k credits will be boosted if you have credit booster, doubling your gain to 500k credits per 4 minutes or less, after defeating the Prophet Taker Orb. Now, here's some tips on how to get that 250k boosted credit from Chroma's effigy. After you have dealt the final blow, the Prophet Taker will throw some tantrums. First, she will be down for a couple of seconds, then she will try to get back up. When she is down for the second time, place the effigy near her ass, then be sure that your Warframe is near her ass when the loot drops to get the bonus credit from effigy, as the ability only has a range of 10 meters. I know that the Prophet Taker is hard for those who don't have the right equipment now, but I really advise that you work hard to earn those things that you need for this fight, as credits are not the only rewards that is bountiful on this boss fight. The Prophet Taker also reward Christmas Toroid, which you can use to increase your Vox Solaris standings from Little Duck. you can use the standings to purchase SAMP parts, operator cosmetics, and operator arcanes. Now, if you already own all of these, then you can make some money out of the standings you get from Chroma Toroid. There are some players right now who are willing to pay for platinum for the max out version of these operator arcanes. And you might as well get some platinum in the process while farming credits with Chroma from the Profit Taker fight. In addition, the Profit Taker will guarantee 3 medical debt bonds, 2 advanced debt bonds, and 1 familial debt bond after defeating the boss. You can use these debt bonds on ticker to trade for Solaris standings. Now, you can use this Solaris standings to purchase kit guns and robot corpus walker companions. But if you already have Thesis items, then you can use the Solaris standings you gain to trade for relic packs from Smokefinger, or you can also purchase kit gun arcanes that you can sell for platinum. Overall, taking down the Profit Taker with Chroma has a lot of benefits compared to just going to the index, which only rewards you credits and a bunch of useless corpus mods. And yes, the John Pridman posted, which I think is not even worth the grind as it's only a cosmetic. Moving on, let's talk about the builds. For the Profit Taker fight, I advise you to all weapon slots filled. Now, you can use the Rubico Prime modded with viral and heat. Then you can go with Catch Moon for secondary, which is composed of the Catch Moon Chamber, Splat Loader and Haymaker Grip. Mod this weapon with gas and magnetic. And lastly, the best melee for this Profit Taker fight is Azor with Exodia Contagion, as it procs multiple damage types. You can mod this with Corrosive and Blast, and this Zor can also proc Slash, Impact and Puncture while you are throwing the Exodia Contagion projectiles into the Profit Taker. For the operator, I highly suggest that you use the amp with the Raplet Prism for that semi-auto single-shot mode with an increased range to the operator's Void Beam. This will help you cycle the damage type adaptation of the Profit Taker easier. Also, I would also recommend Magus Elevate for health regen for Chroma in this fight if you don't have Arcane Grace or anything that can restore the health of Chroma. It's not really needed for those players who already know how to fight the Profit Taker, but it would be good for those new players for survivability. And lastly, let's talk about the Chroma build. For the Profit Taker fight, you don't really need to reach 300% power strength boost. 254% power strength is enough for you to take down the Profit Taker, and it is a must that you must have Prime Flow in your build and Prime Sure-Footed. Prime Flow is very handy, especially if you are going against the Profit Taker solo. This will allow you to have enough energy to cast and keep effigy for a short period once you have down the Profit Taker. The Hunter Adrenaline mod would help you regain energy, but it's better to have high energy pool for this fight. For the Primed Sure-Footed, most of the foot soldiers or those trash mobs will have knockdown effects, and it will be at best. You will need an anti-knockdown mod for this fight, and if you don't have one, then you can use the Unruh Focus for its passive. Now, aside from Profit Taker, you can also use Chroma Prime in Steel Path levels. You can go with a Gloom build, which is great when you want to use nuke weapons, or even my favorite Incarnate Torrid. Or, you can go with a new build with the Wrathful Advance subsumed in the first ability. This build is super fun to play with Chroma while using the Exodia Contagion nuke. The red crit from Wrathful Advance pairs well with the high damage from Exodia Contagion that you will deal millions of nuke damage to enemies. Overall, Chroma Prime is still a very useful Warframe right now. You can get him at the Prime Resurgence vendor, so I advise you to hurry and farm the Warframe right away if you don't have him already. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like and comment if you enjoyed this video. Squad Leader signing off.